Hello, 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 everybody. How are we all tonight? I hope we're doing good. We're getting started a few seconds late here. Sorry about that. We hopefully you can hear me. I should check to make sure you can hear me. Let's see. Yeah, it's taking my audio so you can hear me. Although it doesn't look like anybody's here yet. Let's see. Turn on my virtual camera is on, so see. Let's make sure everybody can in Discord can see. What else do we need to do? I guess we need to go share this out, on the live stream. Oh, well, share on Twitter. Okay, so we share on Twitter. Um, I guess we could grab the link and share it in Discord, just so some people will get it in the main room. Okay, so there we go. We have that done. Oh, we don't even know who we're drawing tonight. I've been out most of the day. Okay, so let's. Oh, there we go. That's up. It's up. Okay, so maybe if we get. Hey, Action Man, how are you? I see you there. Um. Hey, Undead, how are you? I'm a man of action. That is good. It's good to be a man of action. Let's see who. So I gotta figure out who I'm drawing tonight. Some ways I need to know who I've drawn before too. Guess we'll go with my character Werebear. Doo -doo -doo. Okay, that's a very old version of Werebear, so it's not getting done. Oh, that's not so much an old version, but an old drawing. So what? How has your day been? Um, I went to see two movies today. And what else? I did got a couple parts of two comics done. Um, I got a page for oh okay, so Okay, give me a sec, guys. I gotta answer somebody here. Can't. Okay. Okay, where is my? There we go. Oh, we got a lot of people here now. Let's see. Mine was good. That's good. Aqua's here. Says, "Hey, what's up? I thought I'd hop on. Cool, cool, cool. Cross is the best. Hey, Mrs. Dillard, how are you? I miss you, Cross. Well, you're welcome in the chat anytime. Well, heck, you. I think you're in the. I'm not sure whether you're in the Discord, but you're welcome in that too. uh, the undead agreed. Okay. Hey, undead. Okay, what do you? Oh, I take it the undead is agreeing that Cross is the best. Uh, let's see. How are you doing? I am doing good. As I was saying a bit earlier, um, I went to two movies today. Um, one called Jesus Revolution, and then I went and saw Ant Man. Good. You okay? I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. At Lucia Projects. Timothy's. What is this? Was a rare Mrs. Dillard sighting? Can this be Mrs. Dillard? Mrs. Dillard says, always show up for Cross. Hola, been lurking, I see. Hola, tomat, timito. I think that's, is that how you say Timothy in Spanish? Mrs. Dillard? See. Now, see, I don't even have to ask you what that one means. I know. See? Yes, it is. Oh, I hate this when my internet sucks. Good to know you're so racist. Me a racist? Never. I may be stereotypical for people, but that's not racist, is it? I don't think that's racist. It's more of a loving version of racism. Love your comedy, mister. I try. See? Sometimes. I don't know. Okay, I gotta. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the character that I got here tonight, I'm not sure whether you can read that there, but is my character Werebear. I just keep adding pages to this. Cast the characters on this thing. All characters I've drawn. Uh, Uh, it, is it possible for Mrs. Dillard to mail Rick a slap onto the face? Laugh out loud. Action saying hi to Aqua. The undead is saying hi. Action saying hi to Timothy. Aqua saying hi to Action and welcoming him to the stream. And Timothy saying, "Hey, what's up?" Action. "Hey, undead, I have a question," says Aqua. Okay, so we're gonna put one here above two. Have you ever been to China? No. Aqua says, "Have you ever been to China?" And says, "No, never." Oh, very nice. What do you do so for a living? Okay, so the main do Simplenete. You know what? I know we had this problem the other day. There's what I'm starting on tomorrow for Timothy. I gotta ink that for Timothy. I don't know what page and panels for Melvin 3. Uh, that's something else I have to do tomorrow. Do not. Oh, save actually, yeah. Listening to Rick try various accents is like nails across a chalkboard. Oh, I like that job. Good for you. However, I did finish another page for Timothy today, which is going to probably be made into a video in the next couple days. There we go. Me. Oh, crap. I just noticed I've missed a line right there. I guess I'll have to finish.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, how are you? I'll make sure everybody can.
Oh, I'm doing fine.
Okay.
I just came in from walking a dog.
Ah, you shouldn't talk about your girlfriend that way. Something not too many people would expect me to say. Oh.
Listen, a girlfriend, come on, I'm loose.
Timothy's. Oh shit. It was dope. For his page, he was saying dope AF. You also sweet. Then Aqua was saying, "Hey, undead, have you ever watched Rick and Morty while eating Taco Bell with a side of fries from McDonald's and type on your keyboard while making fun of Avery and wearing hats before?" I don't think anybody's done that before. Timothy saying, "Damn, Rick, that was harsh." Well, you know what? We do got a few people here. I'm gonna show off some stuff. I got, as probably most of you haven't heard, um, over the weekend I got about 200 to 300 new comics. Well, new to me, anyways.
No, they're definitely all old.
So let's see, video capture. So I'm gonna show off some of them. Some of them people might like, and some probably won't like some of them. Exo Man of War, probably a newer version of it, I believe, by Valiant. Yeah, somewhere
I do like
between two.
Valiant. I think Valiant's still okay.
Um, um, Convergence, Justice League International. So that's a few years old, but I think just before DC started getting stupid, or as they were getting stupid.
I mean, I can track them starting to get stupid like 2009-ish, so I don't know how old that is.
That's probably right around there. Another one
Yeah,
for
2008, 2009.
Convergence Zero. That's the actual miniseries. The Justice League International was tie-in. Um, Jupiter's Legacy 2, issue 3. Veleto Inglés Olo says thing. I think Rick means they were started getting woke. Yeah. Wonder
No, that's what I
Woman.
mean. I mean, they've been getting stupid for a while, but like you can actually start to see a lot of the current slowly crept in, but they were doing it before Marvel was.
Yeah. Wonder Woman
Also,
Conan
he
number
said he's
2.
going back to English now. That's what that meant.
Um, Not sure whether anybody will like this one. Bleeding Cool. Uh, Rough Riders. And that, who's that by? Let's see. Aftershock. A company called Aftershock, and that's number 4. Books and boobs. Uh, Superman Rebirth, or the DC Universe Rebirth thing, number 4. So I think that came after Convergence, so I'm not sure. Swamp Thing. Hey, did you know Avery is a lesbian? Who is this Avery? By Dynamite Spider. This is, of course, one of the. Um, this guy is actually public domain. So last time I knew, he was one of the pulp fiction type characters.
Yeah, I do like pulp characters. Pulp characters are pretty fun.
Yeah. And by Dizal Punk is Dark Access. Not Access. Access? You know what I mean. The secrets.
Axis, like the Axis
Yeah,
powers
yeah,
or the Axis on a grid.
yeah. Uh, Secret Battles of World War II. Rise of the Overmen.
But in this case, they're definitely talking about the Axis powers.
Yeah. The Secret History. Book 2. Castle of something. The Jins, whatever, Uh, genies, basically.
Yeah, there's a I guess it's technically a dental in a way. But there is a slight D sound when you say Jin properly.
Uh,
It's just very subtle. You say it with your teeth before the J. Jin.
Son of Merlin. And this is by Top Cow. A bigger book. I think it's a reprint. Um, Shock suspense stories. Looks, for older stuff. Issues 11 through 14 complete. Uh, Angry Birds comic by IDW.
I didn't even know they had one. I'm not surprised. There's like a comic for everything, but I've just never heard of it.
Yeah. The Mighty by Image. Old EC Comics says Timothy. And Aqua said Spider is a good one. Uh, Huntress Power Girl from, I think, Earth 2. But they're on Earth 1. And issue 8. She literally brought Taco Bell to class one time. The bleep she is. Harbinger by Valiant.
I snuck a Philly cheesesteak into the Deadpool
Uh,
screening, and it's like I didn't have time to finish my food. And I thought, you know what? Sneaking my meal into the movie theater is something Deadpool would want me to do.
yeah. It's something Deadpool would do, right?
Yeah, it's like what would Deadpool do? It's almost like a what would Jesus do movement. But I'm watching a Deadpool movie, so
Um, Hello, Fly Fox. He says, "Oh yes, Power Girl, you are my." I'm not gonna finish it. Want he says. And hello, Massa Panda. Is that the new Halo 2 game? No. Um, I was starting to draw up my character Werebear, but no problem, no problem. Um, and I thought I'd show off a bunch of them. Um, another Exo Man of War.
oh, is reminded me because both Top Cow and Valiant are there. Also this weekend, I finally got you onto Global Comics. So if people like that site, they should check you out there. You've got a couple of your stories, your shorts, and your Battle on the Bridge is up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and the Battle of the Bridge was in a book called Trolls Exposed that Hero Shack Comics did. It was a bit of an anthology, and I got in it. And well, he did most of the stories, and then his wife did a story with their daughter drawing it up and coloring it. So there's a little bit of extra stuff over captions because he made it also flow into a somewhat of a universal whole story, everything in the book. But my story is complete even without
Yeah, they're all
those. So
connected.
yeah. Um, Earth 2 Society. Uh, all four Creeper books. One, two, three, and four. I think it's one, two, three, and four. Yeah.
Now I'll drop the link to your thing in the chat for you.
Thank you. Okay, Avery is a big fat um, lady of the evening. She has no lore. Her life is boring, like the uh, female dog snoring. She smells like crisp. She's Nort lit. This song's a hit. She's okay. I have no idea even with that, but also here's
It sounds like
also
lyrics. My only
yeah.
question is, if this person's boring, why do you keep talking about her?
Alter Ego, and this is by. I should keep this. Some of these, like I said, people have all heard of, and probably a lot not. The Sovereigns by Dynamite. Uh, New 52 Justice League #1. Nobody cares about it. I actually have it myself, I think. NASCAR Heroes? And
I do like NASCAR.
and a comic just for pastry. The Donut Destroyer. Donut the Destroyer, I should say. And I do have Metal on with me. That's. I think he was saying something to your comment.
That Donut Destroyer name just sounds like it's very. It could be very dirty, right? Because it's like, do not destroy her. Like it could easily be like the name of a sex comic.
Yeah. Well, and then Amazing. I got a bunch of Amazing Spider-Mans. Man of Steel. Did you get a new camera? Not recently. Looks different. Mm, I don't know why. Well, hopefully it looks good, different, good. Uh, Action Comics,
Did
900.
you change where the light is coming from?
Maybe when I do that.
Yeah, because the lighting does seem a little different. Yeah, yeah, there we go. Because the lighting will change a lot of how a camera looks.
Uh, Superman. I'm not sure. I just decided to keep it on, and I wish this. I'm gonna do some about. I'm gonna.
No, the lighting's fine. It actually almost gives your camera like this, like nostalgic effect, like an old '80s movie.
Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't talking about that. I just my bandwidth is going up and down, and sometimes it's going all the way down to zero for my
Oh, okay,
studio.
that
Yeah.
explains why you cut out every so often.
So I was just turning some things off, and hopefully it won't do that because I don't like it doing that while I'm streaming.
Yeah, at first I thought it was me on my end because I'm doing like 100 things at once.
Shutting down a bunch of tabs and programs. Feet Finder. Okay, so hopefully everything. Let's look. Okay, hopefully that'll make things better. Star Trek Planet of the Apes. The Prime Directive. Uh, Manhattan Guardian, I think. I'm not sure which one this is. There's so many things happening on that cover, it's hard to know what's what. Grimm's Fairy Tales Halloween special. I'm sure everybody out will like that cover.
I do like the cover, yeah.
Okay, Undead's typing one and death match. Okay, what's with okay, maybe he's deleting his chat. I did a stream tonight where I ranted. Ah, cool. I guess I never got to see it because I didn't get home till about almost 9:30, about half an hour before this stream, because I went and like I saw Ant-Man today. It wasn't too bad.
My condolences.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. The only thing that I didn't really like majorly is Modoc.
That's what I've heard from like literally everyone is that Modoc was just horrible. Even if you never liked Modoc, because he's not even remotely like the comic character.
Yeah, unfortunately, the problem that they did to him, they gave him a Mandarin treatment, as far as I'm concerned. Basically, made him a joke. Where even in the comics, he's not really supposed to be taken as a joke. He's supposed to be, like the one of the heads of AIM, so obviously,
Honestly, I always thought that Modoc was kind of a joke, but for completely different reasons.
yeah. Society. Here's another one. Society of Superheroes. I think
Jason's trying to get me to watch Ant-Man, and I'm just like not having it.
Jason who?
Jiminy Cricket,
Oh, okay.
Jason
I thought I
Robinson,
thought you might have meant him, but I wasn't one.
talking about, hey, you should watch Ant-Man. I was like, no. I'll watch Cocaine Bear though. That's on the list.
Yeah. You know what? If you can see Ant-Man for free, their latest Ant-Man for free, it'll probably be worth it. I'll say that much.
As long as it does, yeah. As long as it doesn't feel like it's negative money, like you'd have to pay me to watch it, then okay. I'll
Okay.
probably go backwater channels like I normally do. I ain't paying to see it though.
Yeah. Okay, I think
Rick, I think you need to unmod Aqua with these links.
yeah, that's what I was just about to do. I was debating whether I just remove the links or whether um do that. Um, so there's a Superman. No, that's been dealt with, Timothy.
I was saying, if it was Timothy spamming these links, he would have already lost his wrench by now.
Yeah, the first one I wasn't so sure. Second one I wasn't completely sure, but the last one. There's Smallville continuity. I don't need to show another Convergence or Superman. I'll be good. Oh, let's see. Superman. Oh, people will like this. Some people will like it, but they won't, I think, at the same time. Savage Dragon Legacy.
Well, Legacy's fine. Because Savage Dragon used to be alright. It's the modern stuff that's horrible.
Yeah. Vault of Horror. In a couple weeks, Aqua. In a couple weeks, that's what I usually do. Take it away for a few weeks. uh, Timothy's like classic Dragon was dope. New stuff sucks. Yes, send me those too.
The new stuff is basically, I wouldn't even say softcore. It's just straight up porn.
What two? The Vault of Horror and the Savage Dragon, Timothy.
Oh, I don't know about the Vault of Horror, but Savage Dragon, the new stuff is just basically straight up porn.
Uh, hey, Jeff. Irredeemable by Boom. Did either of you, did either of all of you ever read Savage Dragon Blood and Guts? I believe it's a 3-issue miniseries. I found one of them in a dollar bin and enjoyed it, but I don't have the other issues. I don't. A Vault of Horror and the Spence comic. Uh, Deathmatch Hybrids 2000. Prelude to Death Watch 2000 Hybrids. Another Superman. This looks like something you might like. Motorcycle Samurai?
I don't know. It could be. I'd have to look at it, but like that sounds like it could go either way. It could either be really good or really horrible.
Yeah.
At one point, I was going to make a comic called Road Rage about a guy like a gunblade. It was all just going to be traffic related crime. It'd be great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever get around to that though.
Well, this one I'm not sure about. Harbinger Faith.
I can barely see because it's pixelated. But we're talking about the fat chick Faith
I guess
that
so.
floats around like a balloon. Because like there's a comic called Faith about a fat chick that can fly. It's a really dumb comic.
Okay. So this probably isn't going to be good if I get to read it.
Okay, now I can see it on YouTube. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's Faith.
And then we got Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers. We got a boo from Timothy. 2 boos, actually. Cleopatra in space. Well, here's one. Captain Canuck. Issue number 11.
Now, see, that's a Canadian superhero I'm actually familiar with.
Yeah, but this is more a modernized version. It must be a spin-off Eggs in
I,
Space.
I'm sure it looks modern.
Sharka the Invincible. That's a dope cover, says Timothy. Talon from DC. I got a bunch of those. Another Rough Riders. Issue 1. Okay, I can't make out a thing you're saying, Dad. Because you're typing in.
Well, I know the first thing that he said, it's Korean, was Aqua.
Oh, okay.
So I think he's probably talking directly to Aqua.
Let's see. Flyfox says, I used to have half price books nearby that had 25-cent box that I found a lot of good stuff in. Massive says, oh, I haven't read that one. Is it any good? What one? Massive. Uh, I remember liking it, says Timothy. But then again, I am a 90s huge fan.
That second message looks something about you lost your permission. So I'm assuming he's talking to Aqua about losing the wrench.
Rick, did you read that issue of Captain Canuck you just showed? I've always wanted to get into the original Captain Canuck stuff, but I also wonder if any of the reboot stuff is any good. I haven't read that one. These are comics I just got this weekend. I got due to 300 comics by from a friend. He was getting rid of some comics, and he gave them to me. So um, I'm just going through the pile right now that I haven't put in a long box. I have of them. I've got one long box full, and I think these are going to take somewhere between a quarter and half. But I have. Well, I've read the original. A couple issues of the original Captain Canuck. It's but I have read an issue or two of the new stuff, and it seems pretty good to me. Here we have by Super Genius, Lady Justice. So like I said, I was in the middle of a drawing, and I thought, one sec, there's enough people here. Why don't I show off some of my new comics? Another Superman, another Smallville continuity, another amazing Spider-Man. I just some of them I'm not showing off because you can only show off so many Superman, and it'll be like whatever. Now Undead changes.
Don't listen. He just doesn't want you to know about how much hentai he picked up.
uh, yeah, so these are just here's one that you know you guys haven't seen of a title. Shadow Man by Valiant. And Timothy's calling somebody a nerd. Um, uh,
I don't think Timothy has the privilege of calling anyone a nerd.
trying to, I know there's a couple that I put aside because I wanted to take picture of them and show them to Eagle. Metal, but don't know metal, but don't know you. Metal nerd is the word. Doesn't want us to know he is a millionaire. Not showing them off because they are worth too much money. Uh, laugh out loud. I know metal. Doesn't want us to know he's a millionaire. I wish.
Oh, and now we're getting Greek in the chat too.
Do do do. Where oh where did those comics go? I didn't think I put. How have you been? Have you been going to any cons, Rick? Not lately. I'm probably going to be signing up for Hamilton Comic Con in the next week, and actually, I might be going to one on March break. I just found out about. Read what I said correctly. But don't you know, metal nerd is the word instead of bird is the word? Okay, I'm gonna be back in half a second. I want to check out the long bit. Oh no, there they are. The comics. Okay, so a couple other ones that I got in it. The Shadow Year One. Hence, one of the reasons I want to take a picture of that and show Eagle.
I do like the Shadow. I don't know if that's a good one or not, though.
Yeah, and Doc Savage illustrate altered. What's that? Altered state. Altered states. Doc Savage #1, and although and the Savage Sword of Conan. So, what do you guys all think of the comics that I showed off that you saw?
And some of them seem fun.
Yeah. Show that to Vic King. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of showing that one to some of you may know him, Avery from over on. Well, he's got his own channel, but you usually see him a lot over on Misfit Corner Comics.
Are we talking about Buttersworth, Avery?
Yeah, Avery Buttersworth. Yeah, I couldn't remember his last name.
I've got art from him. He's a cool dude. I've interacted
Yeah,
with him a few times.
yeah. Walt's Jur comic book Favre says the undead. And then, of course, Aqua saying something in, I think, Greek or some Asian language, which I don't know. Although I could go to.
Most of what Aqua is typing in is Korean. If you see the little circles everywhere, that's a good sign that it's Korean. The Greek earlier was the undead typed in Greek.
Uh, it's what is your favorite comic? Ooh. Do I have to limit it to one? Does it like have to be a single issue, or are you talking care comic book character? Well, I guess wouldn't necessarily be comic book character with that. Could or could not be. He's on to you guys run. Top three. Oh, geez, there's so many. Can I cheat? Canadian Shield 1, Canadian Shield 2, and Snowdrift 1? Is that cheating, Metal?
Using your own?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not if it actually is. Personally, if I were to say that my own comics were in my top three, I'd be lying though, because none of my comics even make it into like my top three. But
Do they make it into your top 100?
yeah, for sure. But like, I don't know. Part of it is that I'm just so used to my stories that since they're not novel to me, they wouldn't even be close to like my top stories.
Yeah.
Um, Realms and Relics, though, I think the one that I wrote, the manga, might be in my top 30, but that's even pushing it. Most of it's stuff other people wrote, and some of the stuff that influenced some of the things I wrote, and that's probably why they're up there in the top is because they influence the stuff I do.
Yeah. Out of all, now obviously, you know, I think as much as I'd like to say that my those three would be my top three, I can't probably honestly say out of all the comics I've read that they are. So, ah, trying to think out of all the comics I've read, what would be my top three comics? What app is that? Cross Comics. I'm interested. For what? Aqua.
If we're talking about the one you're working in, it's Clip Studio Paint.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Everybody else is done watching Letterkenny in here, so I don't have to mute myself anymore. You just leave my mic unmuted.
Guess that's a good thing.
Yeah. Speaking of apps, I'm sitting here while we're talking in Global Comics because they got this thing that you do. You ever use Comixology?
I've been to the site before in the past. Um, I'm not sure whether I've ever bought a comic off there or not.
Yeah, so they did a thing where they had the interactive reading, right? Where if you, they will go through and they will basically highlight your panels, and if you click a button, it'll go to the next panel. So instead of reading a whole page, you can read it panel by panel. It's kind of a better way to read things on a phone, right?
Yeah.
That's why like the infinite scroll version works because it's panel by panel. So I guess as a competitor, even though Comixology is going away, and I'm not too sad about it, Global Comics allows you to go in and use their app to make your own interactive panels for people to read panel by panel on the phone version. And I've been sitting here using their kind of like toolbar, making little boxes and adding pivot points to change the angles and sizes of the boxes the entire time we've been talking. I've actually been doing this for like the last couple days because I have like a couple hundred pages worth of stuff up on that site, and it's been taking a while to go through everything.
Yeah, I can believe so. Have y'all ever had Kentucky Fried Chicken? I'm pretty sure everybody here's had Kentucky Fried Chicken at some point.
Yeah, I kinda am okay with their original recipe, but it's definitely not a place I'd rather go to when it comes to chicken. It's all right though.
Yeah, I'm just saying we've all had it, whether we are super invested in having it a lot or whatever. That's a completely different question.
You know who's super invested in Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Colonel Sanders?
Japan.
Okay. Japan?
In Jap Yeah, in Japan they do this thing called Kentucky Fried Christmas just because of this one ad campaign like way back I think in the 70s. And it's just become like a staple over there. So
Uh,
every Christmas people will get like the Kentucky Fried Christmas. It's become like a normal Christmas tradition thing. It's the busiest day of the year for them.
Yeah. I'm not sure what would be the busiest day here in the States. Maybe Thanksgiving?
Maybe. I would think probably. I know you guys would be different. For us, it's probably going to be one of the more patriotic days, just because everybody's doing big family dinners, and sometimes they don't want to do a cookout. So, like some people on, say, Memorial Day or Fourth of July, and I'm sure you guys have like patriotic holidays that line up on some day of the year for you guys. But like,
Uh,
I think those days would be the bigger ones for KFC. It's like, oh, we don't actually feel like doing a barbecue. Let's just go out and get a bunch of food for everyone, big buckets and stuff.
the closest thing, well, obviously, July 1st for us, Canada Day.
Yeah,
Uh,
that would be one of them.
um, and then the other closest one would have been the 24th, what we would call the May 2-4 weekend, which was a celebration of, I think, Queen Victoria's birthday. Probably because she might have been the one that did the thing. Oh yeah, they can have their own government.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
why she got her own holiday offhand.
these
Raising,
interactive panels, though, are some of them kick my butt because I don't draw my comics with the ideas of like being able to highlight clean squares. Like sometimes I'll have text and stuff that overlap, so it's like why? But apparently it ups a readability, like readership, if you have it interactive. So it's like you get to go out and do it anyway.
hmm. um, so
I do like
for
Raising Canes.
so if I did that more with, like I have mine all saved with the bubbles separate. Could I do the clean panel and then upload that the thing to go over it?
I don't know. Mostly the way this app just works is like you already have the page up there, like the ones you uploaded, and then you just add frames. So you highlight the area, and then it'll go from it. Apparently, you can add text. So I haven't really gone too full into this. I just am doing all of the frames. Maybe when you add text, it's like you can associate text with a frame, so you can have like an actual what's it called, caption or readout of what's going on in the panel for, I don't know, impaired people or whatever. I don't know why the text is there, but I'm just setting up frames so that people
Yeah.
can swipe from one panel to the next.
Yeah, because I've noticed when I uploaded it said something about missing frames or something like that.
Yeah, that's for the interactivity, and it'll if you add in frames, then it'll change from missing frames to interactive.
Okay. Timothy says July the 4th is the day that we say F you, England. F you. uh, and Aqua's bruh, but it is. And then Aqua's bruh, whatever. Anyways, so Timmy boy, guess what? And Tim's like, but it is the day we say F you, England. Not anymore. It was the day you did say it.
No,
uh,
there are lots of people who still say it on that day,
yeah.
even though we're England. Or you're going to call it the UK is a completely different government than it was at that time. The people are very different, and we're allies now.
Yeah. Timothy's like, chicken butt. Aqua's sorry, my bad, dude. Timothy's Monopoly. And at the end, Jaws 1 was good. Jaws 2 was a good sequel. Jaws 3 and 4 wasn't good, in my opinion. I don't think I've
I only
seen
like the
any of
first
them.
one.
I don't think I've seen any of them all the way through. But what
You've
about
never
the?
seen the original Jaws all the way through?
I might have. I might not have. It's hard to remember. It's not a movie that's interested me. I might have sat and watched it when somebody else was watching it all the way through. I can't remember. I actually have it in my
No.
collection because another friend of mine had it, and I got it when.
Jaws has one of the best characterization scenes out of like any movie. That feels like an old play, like an old drama, or even like an epic story. When it's got all three of them down there talking at night while they're out at sea inside the cabin of the ship, and then eventually it breaks into them singing. Like that scene and the tension that builds up is just so good.
Uh, oh, and new news for I'm probably gonna end up doing Mixum because what's his name? 3D Zach. Apparently, he was supposed to be stopping for a month to, clean his system, but apparently he still hasn't got it all worked out.
That's a shame. So you're
And
going back to what you know.
yeah, although there's a couple places, at least one place here in Hamilton that I'm gonna probably go to in the next couple days and see. They're downtown, and I'm just gonna ask them, bring copy of the original Canadian Shield One, and go to mix them and get my price so that I know what they're charging me.
Shop around, yeah.
Um, See whether I can get something half decent. I don't think I'm going to, but I would like to be able to say printed in Canada. But anything that I found online is crazily priced, in my opinion. Uh, Even Mixum is more than I would like to pay, but Mixum is still, I think, the cheapest. Although the only other one that might be is the one that you print it and it gets put on a boat and shipped from China. I think that's
Yeah, it's like even
Kablam.
though you're shipping from China, does Kablam do that? I thought, well, because Blam is, I think you're thinking of Print Ninja, is the one
Okay,
that ships
maybe.
from China. Because Kablam is stationed in Florida, and I think they do their printing locally too. I use Kablam for stuff, and I use their print on demand Indie Planet. But Print Ninja was the one that I knew that used to do it from China.
Okay.
I don't know if they still do. I haven't checked in on it in a while.
Yeah.
I like Kablam. Uh, Mostly because after you have at least one copied order, I mean, you can always do a full print run, but after you've had a copy sent, you can also then later set it to do print on demand, so people can always just buy a copy and catch up.
Yeah. Uh, the Undead says, you guys remember back, I think 1971 or something, they found a dead whale carcass on the coast of Oregon and they blew it up to get rid of it. No. Well, that's a little bit before
Um,
my time.
so I don't remember that. I wasn't around, but I've heard of it. I know what story you're talking about. I've read newspapers about stuff, and people have covered it on YouTube.
I've heard of different stories like that. I'm not sure whether I remember the one about that particularly.
I would have told them if I was around. That sounds like a bad idea.
And Timothy says, nope, was not born to 79. Yeah, I was born in 73, so just slightly before me. Although, being, even if I was born like 3 years before, I wouldn't have
You wouldn't
remembered it.
remember.
The undead says, I wasn't born till the 2000s. We would. Timothy says, we need a holiday to honor the blowing up of a whale. We would celebrate the holiday by blowing up more whales. Well, this wasn't a live whale. This was just a carcass of a whale that probably had been in the ground for a long time.
When it was beached, so they had to get rid of it. The problem is, especially being on land, there's fumes and stuff that build up, right? Like the body decomposes at different rates, and there's like a bunch of bile and methane and everything, and that whale was going to blow up in some way or another. Maybe not as violently as it did, but it was going to blow up in some way or another. That's what happens to whales, unless birds and other predators like scavengers come and they pick apart enough to let the fumes get out. But it ain't pretty.
Aqua says, that's cool, undead. I heard about that. How's the weather in Oregon? I've never been there. And then he said, undead says it's cold. And Aqua says, oh, well, I wouldn't know because I always been in Minnesota with my girlfriend. Doesn't it get cold in Minnesota too?
Oh, Minnesota gets very, very cold. It's Buck is up there right now. And luckily for them, he got his job before the snow came in. So he went and sprung for a like motored gasoline powered snowblower shoveler thing for his dad.
Who's this?
So that Buck got
Oh,
it for his dad. So he that way neither of them really had to worry about wiping out shoveling the snow in their driveway.
oh, did Buck move all the way up that way, or?
Yeah. He's in Minnesota.
Ooh,
They are in Barnesville, which the closest big city isn't even in the same state, really. Is Fargo, right? I mean, part of the Fargo area that is in Minnesota, but it's mostly the state over. But they're actually almost slightly closer to Fargo.
I am not from a dear. I'm not from the United States. Well, depending where you are in the states, I'm a little further north. Maybe I'm a little further south. Oh, what app? I'm not. Well, what program I'm using is Clip Studio Paint. Undead.
The funny thing is, and I don't blame anyone because it would be really tiny on your screen, depending on whether you're watching this on a phone or anything. But if you can zoom, it actually does say the name of the app at the top of the screen.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. I happen to be looking.
I gotta figure out a way that it stops doing that. I'm not sure whether it's
Yeah.
the weather
Something.
or what it is that's allowing it to go bad.
Now I know for people wanting to try it, there is a free version of Clip Studio. That right. But if people want something that's a little closer to like the paid version, and they just want to try that, Metabang Paint by Metabang Studios
It's
is
very similar.
pretty comparable. Yeah, they do a lot of the same stuff. And a lot of the shortcuts are the same too. So like if you're trying to just use Metabang as your free trial, and then later on go and buy Clip Studio, it's pretty easy to jump from one to the other.
Yeah. And, you know, depending on when you get this, my drawings are extremely well made. Okay, if you say so. I'm not sure whether Metal would agree.
I would say you're improving. That's something. You're in the right direction.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Um, and the thing is, I'm not trying as hard as I probably could with this. I'm not, things are coming along slowly. And it helps that I'm actually doing a comic I'm doing a comic for myself and someone else as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that's the stuff that pushes you to improve more, right? Because you could sit there and you can just draw characters like static on a blank page by themselves the same way that you've always drawn them for like years and never see any improvement, right? But when you actually have to you're forced to draw different poses and different angles and perspective and stuff in a comic panel, the same with coloring with different lighting and shading and stuff, that's what really forces you to slowly and incrementally improve.
yeah, like here is the beginnings of Canadian Shield 3, page 1, panel 1. There's still some stuff that I need to fix in this, but you know, it's looking better than it did.
Yeah. Like the perspective's not spot on or anything, but I can at least see, there is perspective. And, there's an attempt at it. Things are kind of flowing across the perspective lines with each other.
Uh, eventually we're gonna have the Canadian Shield sitting on the sofa there, taking up a bunch of it, and then another
Yeah,
guy in this chair over here. You know,
yeah,
but right now I'm just getting all the furniture somewhat down. You know, and here's something I'm working on for somebody else. It'll be probably in the next day or two, or probably by next week. This will be coming out as a video. And there's that panel there, me transforming it into there, and then there's the first panel. I'd say better than most. Have you ever tried using it? Yeah, about 10 years ago. That's where I started off.
Oh, dude, I think that's how all of us started. I remember first time I tried doing any type of digital art, actual digital art, not just messing around with paint like kids do. It was probably in middle school, like junior high, and I actually did I scan? I might have taken a picture of it with my camera because I had a digital camera. But I would either take a picture or scan it in, put it into paint, but you don't have layers, right? So you're like, okay, let me first do like a rough outline in black, then let me color it in. But then like some of my colors went over the outline, so let me go back over the outline again. And you're like, you're chipping away at this piece. It's almost like painting because you don't have layers, and it's rough. Oh, working in paint was rough.
Oh, this is working on. But yeah, well, and that probably back then you were just using a mouse as well.
I'm still just using a mouse. What are you talking about?
Come on, you gotta spend the $50 or $100 and go out and buy yourself a Wacom.
somewhere around here, somewhere around here, I have a 2000 and either 5 or 6, I forget what year it is, but like one of those really old Wacom tablets, you like the small squares that you put down in front of you and you look at the screen
Oh,
separately from the tablet, right? Um, that's old. It still works, I think. I think they have updated drivers for Windows 10, but I refuse to use it.
and hello, Thunderwolf. Uh, for some reason I was thinking Thunderwolf was the undead, but I realized
Yeah.
that it's a different name there. Okay, and he's saying I meant the other comic but laugh out loud. What other comic? Canadian Shield 3 or Stargaze? Or do you mean the roughs of Stargaze? The guy with the deep voice
Oh.
sounds like Bob from Bob's Burgers, but sick.
Doesn't Bob from Bob's Burgers already sound sick?
I don't know. Uh,
It's the same guy who voices Archer. It's H. John Benjamin, I believe is his name.
okay, Thunderbolt left. So hopefully sometime this week, as I was saying, uh, the comic books might be being printed. and if I
Oh,
get them,
nice.
and if I get them in Hamilton, well, to get them done by the person in Hamilton, depending on what day, I could have them maybe by end of the week or next week, hopefully early next week. By this time next week, although I'll probably do a special stream if I whenever I
And
get
then we're
them.
gonna comb through and gonna make sure that all of the editing corrections I gave you didn't get undone before you got to print.
Oh no, trust me, every all that is did not get undone
Okay.
because I saved it in 2 or 3 spots. But I before I go down there, I got to make them into PDFs because the one 3Z Zach had me make them each page into a TIFF.
Yeah.
So now I'm probably gonna have to do it in PDF format.
Well, TIFFs are good because those are tagged information file formats, right? So that means that one, they're basically like zipped files,
Yeah,
so they contain all the information in there, including layers. If you saved it though for print, it's usually better to flatten your image before you turn it into a TIFF.
yeah. He said flatten them, so I flattened
Yeah,
them.
I have to do that when I do stuff with Kablam. I'm actually preparing something for print now,
Yeah. Anything you can tell us
but I
about it?
actually. Oh no, it's everybody already knows about it. Basically it's been waiting for me to make those last two bonus pages to fill out the divisible by 4 number, but they're going to be the print version of Realms and Relics that have been waiting for like what 3 years now.
Yeah,
Not quite 3 years, but
I'm
two and a
fit.
half.
I am half thinking. I'm not sure whether I should put it up for free for like 50 cents or a buck. I'm thinking of putting up the version of the Canadian Shield #1 before I redid it for the campaign. So it's like
I say if you're going to do a remaster for the campaign, don't put it up for free. You make it cheap. 50 cents to a buck, that's fine. But
yeah, like
if you're remastering for a campaign, make them pay for it.
well, no, this isn't.
Even the original.
No,
No, no, I'm talking about the original.
yeah, no. I'm not sure whether you have seen like what I will say is original. Not too many
Yes,
people.
I have. We've talked about it. You've showed it to me.
Yeah,
It's not the version that's getting remastered. I've seen the original. I'd say you can still make it cheap,
yeah.
right?
That's
Like
why I was
it's
saying.
almost like buying bonus features on a DVD. You can make it like 50 cents to a buck or something like that.
Is this? See, this probably isn't it, but
When you put bonus features on a DVD, you make people pay for that.
yeah, that's why I was saying 50 cents to a buck. Just trying to figure out where I. I don't. I think this is it. I got it as a PDF here, so I should be able to hopefully bring it up and hopefully it comes up. It's Canadian Shield 1 PDF conversion 48, 52%. Although I still got to get, at whatever point you're able to maybe go over that script for any corrections. I think you have access to the script itself.
Oh, I might, yeah. I think you did already give it to me. I just haven't started going over because one, I had to finish that other
Yeah,
thing for you in
yeah,
priority because that stuff was going to print. But then I had a few other people I had to do things for. I was
yeah.
kind of pushing that off until you told me you were ready to get started on it.
Uh, okay, this is not in the proper order, but okay, maybe it is. Oh no, it's not.
I actually just finished another job for a client that I was doing at the same time as your stuff. But some of his scripts, I was basically editing a whole half season of animation scripts, 6 episodes. But some of them kept getting pushed back because he never gave me a deadline for. It's like, okay, so I have to push forward the things that people gave me deadlines for.
Yeah, yeah. Just because I'm gonna do this one, put it up, I would probably, if I can find it without the words on, I'd probably like to re-put the words on.
Yeah.
But here's page 1, page 2, page 3, 4. Oh, geez, no real shading on any of this stuff.
Yeah, I remember when you showed it to me, it reminded me of like certain Adult Swim shows like Super Jail and stuff like that quality of illustration and animation and how sometimes things were just almost pasted onto a background.
Yeah. What is this, Timothy? This is the Canadian Shield, the very first version. Technically, there's the second version is what most everybody has gotten. Well, I'd say everybody actually. Canadian Shield 1. And I'm working on a third version of it. There's a lot things that are similar, but there's a lot of things that are different. Oh, an older comic. Yeah. Yeah, an older version, the first version of my Canadian Shield comic book.
Yeah, you think you know the Canadian Shield, you don't know nothing till you've seen this.
Like this panel right here is basically the same, except
Yeah.
I don't think I have this version here, or it looks different. This panel's similar. No one has ever seen the original version of Melvin #1.
Yeah. Did you literally just draw a diagram of an Einstein-Rosen wormhole for how he travels through time?
I guess so.
because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a portal, you know. So
Yeah, yeah. But like, so if you ever look at the mathematical diagrams for the Einstein and Rosen's
yeah,
wormhole, it's basically those vectors drawn almost like a funnel,
yeah,
right? And it's like the exact same thing. It's like, oh, well, that's what people mathematically think a wormhole looks like, because obviously we have no idea of what it might actually look like, or if
yeah.
there would be visuals to a wormhole. You might just fall into another space.
So yeah, this is. So things
Or I
are.
guess Marvel fans might hear it called an Einstein-Rosen bridge, which is the name they used in Thor to refer to the Bifrost scientifically.
Yeah, you know, I look at this and it's like I tried to sell this.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and sell this. Thunderwolf says
I
it
think
is.
this would have been great though if this was like an animation on Newgrounds or something like that, where like the backgrounds were just what they were, and somebody animated the character and the style over it.
Yeah.
It would look like an Adult Swim show.
You know, I can't. I look at this and I can't even believe I didn't even attempt shading. Some of it's actually not too bad. You know, the concepts, anyways. Like him here laying on a frozen lake and broken up. So you can get the fish out of the water. This, yeah, this has never even been printed, Tim. I'm thinking at some point, at least printing up a copy of for myself. And actually, I did to actually technically sell one of this as a digital copy, and that was to Matt Cosson.
Is this a like legal standard size, like printer paper?
Well, I would have printed it on comic book size, but I don't know what the
I was just looking at the frame of this, like the proportions looks like copy paper.
Well, I would have done the. I would have cut this. Did I? This would have all been drawn hand drawn originally, and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
and it would have been on 11 by 17. So
Oh, okay, 11 by. Okay. I don't know. It might just be stretched because of my view of it, but for
oh
some
yeah,
reason, it looks
because
almost like copy paper.
it's stretched a little bit because of especially if you're well, probably no matter what you're watching through, because I've got um X Dynamite or not X Dynamite Clip Studio uh
Clip
str-
Studio, yeah.
crunched a little so I can see the chat. You know, like if I go like this, it might look better.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now that looks like comic size. I'm just seeing it stretched. Got it, got it. I was like, why are you working on copy paper size?
Yeah, no, good
I mean,
for
I draw on copy paper. Don't get me wrong. I just trim it so it's the same size
yeah.
or same proportion.
And there we have Nancy in the back. Nancy Brown, who will become Christy North.
Yeah.
You can even see her in this panel here in the back sleeping. You gotta like how I even for these all these footprints in the snow that I basically lined them up somewhat to go with them too. No, Although I must say I'm really proud of this eagle. I did a good job here with this branch and the eagle.
I mean, there is a certain charm to it, right? Uh, which is another reason if you get past the point where you have to do something on your books, whether it's like you're coloring or helping with the inks or whatever you're doing, right? If you're past the point that you're doing art on your books, I do think that you should find something from your cross comics universe and do like a web comic. Because like this type of stuff would be very charming for a web comic. I think a lot of people would read that,
Yeah,
so that you could do that while you can pay other people to work on the visuals of your main stuff.
yeah. And again, it's in these too, as you know. He doesn't have the width and all that he should, you know, and that's again because I wasn't good at drawing. I was half decent, or whatever you want to call this, at drawing regular sized people, But
Well, I didn't even notice that at first because it's stretched out right in the view, which makes him a little wider. If you were to press it back to normal, he probably would seem like a little way too narrow.
yeah, Timothy's. Wait for what? I remember you showed this once. Yeah, I probably did once or twice. I've shown this over the last few years. Just like, there's the back. And again, it's very similar, but, I changed some things. I don't know why it put this in backwards.
I want you to read it in manga format. That's why.
Although, if you look here, everything is just flip, but it's right, but it's wrong.
Yeah.
So, you know. So yeah, I Korean style manager, laugh out loud. But yeah, I am half thinking of putting this up on Global Comics. I'm just trying to think of how to put it up because I would probably like to put the Canadian Shield, the one that everybody's seen up there, and then probably the remastered version, the new remastered version. Rick does not get the joke. Laugh out loud. No, probably not. But yeah, it's interesting for people. Some people, not too many people will remember this or know that it exists. So I might, if I put it up, I'll probably take out this back page. And I've had two or three different covers too over the years too. See whether I can. They're not all colored, but see whether I could. See whether I can find them all. Probably under comics covers. Oh, nothing in there. Maybe under
Oh
scripts?
no.
What?
Now I hit the comic that really isn't built for this frame by frame thing. A Hymn of Valor, where like I've got panels layered over each other and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this was gonna be a nightmare.
Here's an original look for cover. This, oh, as you can see here, he had a way different, somewhat of a different look.
Yeah.
He didn't have the shields, and he had the maple leaf on all the circles, and he had a lot longer cape too. Actually, what made me shorten the cape was I heard or read an article something about how Superman had a shorter cape in the beginning. Around the time All Star Superman was coming out, I think I heard that, which made me decide to shorten his cape.
Mm. Well, I mean, the whole purpose to the cape was just to help show flight, right? Like actual movement without any background or anything like that.
Yeah,
Um, and I think just some artists made it more dramatic over time,
yeah.
just because it was fun to work with the cape.
Uh, I'm not sure whether I have any other versions that I drew up or not of the cape or of the cover. It's neat to go through this stuff every so often and show it off.
Yeah. I think somewhere, but it's like it's too small to read it. I have the very first 4 pages of X Dynamis Chaos, which the first art for it. Paneling, it's almost identical. Obviously, like the layout is slightly different, but like it's the
Yeah,
same panels, and I just ended up remaking them later. But the art style was even more cartoony than the style that I use now. And I was like trying to letter it by hand, so I only have it penciled. I never got to an inking phase or anything because I think I was originally going to mouse over it and just ink everything digitally. Which I'm glad I didn't end up doing that. But man, it looks horrible. I have them like very low resolution, strictly I think because they're in my DeviantArt scraps or something like that. But it's awful. I'm like, yeah, thank God I didn't put those out, and I waited years later to redo it.
okay, see you later, Thunderwolf. Well, he has to says I gotta go. See you later. The comics have come a
Yeah.
long way. He says. See whether I got Canadian Shield here, but do I have? Because I'm not finding the one thing I was looking for.
U2 starts playing. And I
It's,
still haven't found what I'm looking for.
so, okay, it is type. know there's one other version of the first issue for Canadian Shield. But probably no my luck it's
Your luck is probably on some hard drive somewhere buried in the back of your room.
yeah, something like that. Hey, there's no Canadian Shield 18's cover. I think that's supposed to be 18. It says Canadian Shield 18. Well, obviously,
Right, at
some
one point
things.
were you just like, I was just at one point spending time making all mock-up covers all the way through the whole run?
Or up to a certain point, yeah. There's number 4. Of course, a lot of these would would be upgraded nowadays. Better art and all that, but it's only so much you can do, right?
Well, I mean, there's a lot you can do, but it'll vary from time to time.
Here's number 9. I know there's. I was gonna put. I haven't put in the scenery or anything. This is the issue where he goes up against my character villain Fearmaster. So trying to have him crumpled in the fetal. Just with
Yeah.
uh, 13 when he's going up against Cancer, the crab, from the Zodiac. Hey,
No, no.
Joshua.
I was just assuming that at some point the Canadian Shield is going to have a battle with Cancer.
You never know with this crowd.
Yeah.
He's dabbing, says Joshua.
Yeah, it did kind of look like that.
Seeing whether I have any other ones here. I know I got one or two more. It's a question of whether they'll come up. Just the undead laugh out loud. Number 5 when he has to go against my character Dust Angel. No, Dust. This is Dust. The demon that accompanies him is Dust Angel.
Yeah, right. Get your own character straight.
Here's him up
I
against
understand.
Dust.
You have too many. It's hard to juggle them all, but
Here's him with Dust Angel.
Dust Angel, Dust Angel, I'm covered in grime.
Okay, so I guess I need to put some hands on this gal to make sure it's finished before the end of the stream. I've got 11
Yeah.
minutes to do it.
I'm gonna call her Babe Wilson because she reminds me of Slade.
She reminds you of Deadpool? Or,
No, Deathstroke. They both have the same last name.
yeah,
But I said Slade, not Wade.
almost looks like she's naked. Yeah, well, that's the way when you don't color in anything. Okay, let's move her up on the page a little. Let's write her name in. So I don't know whether you were here, Joshua, but I think you missed all my new comics. Well, not all the well, missed off the new comics I got that
Time to
I.
go back through.
I'm not gonna go back through them.
It's okay. He can just rewind.
Oh shoot! I think I know what I did accidentally. I'm gonna have to rewrite that in because I think I accidentally. Don't tell me I. Oh no 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 no.
Did you accidentally merge something you weren't supposed to, or?
No, I think I accidentally before I started drawing her, I accidentally deleted my character Lightning that I had drawn.
Oh, that's not good.
Ah, that's a pain. I'll have to redraw her at some point. Let's just go all the way to where I had it, where everything was on. And then I guess I'm just gonna have to delete that layer. Just delete it for now, along with the white layer. Oh no, I did merge it
Ooh.
somehow. Or I mislabeled things. Well, that's good. Take out thunder and lightning and just put it right in. Bear. Well, at least I don't have to draw that all over again. But I guess to show off, now, at this point now I've done Werebear, Lightning and Thunder, or Thunder and Lightning, depending on how you want to say it. Although I need to put in some. Lightning's got Marge Simpson here. Yes, we talked about that last week.
Do you find it kind of weird that, I guess because it just rolls off the tongue more, we say thunder and lightning, even though we see the visual lightning first before we hear the thunder?
Yeah. And then we got Fearmaster, Libra, Max Axe or Maximum Axe, depending on how you want to say it. Sun, Messenger, Hip Hop Rapster, Speed, Windstar, Wolfang, Dragonfly, Piper, Ultraviolet, Dead Air 2, Dead Air, Wiz, Extendo, Ozona, Ultimate Boy. Should actually move him a bit more onto the canvas. There we go. It's has it been a few weeks yet? Since when? Horsefly.
Oh, you said you'd give Aqua a wrench back after a couple weeks.
Nope, it has not. Insecto and Flame. Although Flame looks like a kid version of himself. Insecto's not the best version there. But we'll put in a new layer for next week. We'll save everything. And we'll get rid of that. Because tomorrow I work on Melvin 3 and Stargaze.
Melvin, number 3. Coming to a floppy near you. If you pay for it.
I'm actually going to be getting Devil Flyers book soon. Rex's book. He was saying the other day when I was in his chat, he was either going to be mailing it. He had mailed it off, or he was going to be mailing it off in the next day or two.
Nice.
So again, when I get that, I will open. Oh, I'll make a video out of it. Anything else? But Melvin is such an epic name. But with that, we're a minute away. So anything you would like to promote?
Yes, absolutely. And that's well, I mean, obviously the vomitorium is tomorrow, as always. I mean, it's a fixed schedule. It's one of those things that like I have to promote it, but I kind of hate having to promote it because it's on a fixed schedule. But people should check out X Dynamis Chaos specifically over at Global Comics because I really like this site as a functional storefront and comics reader. And I think more people need to sign up and use it. And they should go follow me over there, and they can follow you over there too.
Yeah, maybe put
And it's
both
got some
those
big
links
stuff.
in.
Yeah, yeah, I've got mine first because it was ready, and I can get to yours pretty easy from mine.
Yeah.
Where are you? But yeah, I think it's great. There's some big things there too, so it's good for indies and for like corporate. Top Cow, Valiant, Heavy Metal magazine has stuff there too. So like you can get a combination of known things and find some new stuff as well. I think it's a great place, and the reader's great. You can either choose to read single pages as they are. You can choose to read it double page spread like you're reading an actual comic. You can choose to read it infinite scroll if you're on your phone, and if people set it up, you can read interactive panel by panel. It gives you the option of how you want to read it. I think they're doing great work with this site, and kind of like how Comic Central was going, I just wish people would use it because these things can easily die if not enough people get on.
Yeah. And well, I got on there the other day with your suggestion. Finally, I
Yeah.
figured instead of putting it off, just do it right there and then.
Yeah, there's a lot of other people that you might know on there too, like Ideal Comics. Matt Reese's stuff is there. Draw and Talk Comics with Tyler. Um, let's see, New Age Ninja Corps. That's like Brian of Rags and stuff like that. Mythoverse is over there. Ironverse Comics is over there. There's a lot of stuff you can find.
Yeah. And so I guess well, go check mine out as Metal put the link in there, and
Yeah.
check out my webtoons too. Although they basically got the same stuff. Actually, technically, the Global Comics has the whole thing at the moment for Battle of the Bridge. Actually, I would like to
Oh,
try and put more stuff into that universe. Follow
yeah,
that
yeah.
ogre.
It's so much easier to read there too.
Follow that ogre around. But over the next few weeks, I'll be finishing putting up Battle of the Bridge. Over the next 3 weeks, you know, a page a week. I've been doing it over there. You know, trying to draw people in, but so I guess that's it. Just be on the lookout for my short videos every day that are like somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, maybe a little less, depending. And also, oh, I know one thing. If any of you guys like TikTok, I'm over on TikTok with some short videos over there. And sometimes it's even the same stuff being shown, but I go and redo the audio for it for TikTok. So I probably end up saying other stuff. So I guess that's it. Well, thank Metal for coming on, of course, and thank everybody in the chat for coming by. It's been great having you all here. So I guess we will see you. Oh, on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, over on Mighty Geek Studios channel, I believe. We should be having a draw along. You can draw along. We're three friends are drawing together, so that's why it's a draw along. And anybody in the audience can draw along with us, whatever they want. So, bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful day, night, whatever it might be.